Hello, welcome to Nika Grobo here. I hope your day is well, and I'm so proud to be part of this conversation. It is a conversation is about how I joined Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean being one of the most and the biggest company in the US about cruising. And I want to share a small story on how this all began. I remember one day I was working. Remember I used to work as a chef back in Kenya. And I remember way before, I would just want to explain a bit going backward, whereby I went in school in Utali. Utali is one of the biggest college in Kenya that teaches hospitality. So I went there, I make a lot of friends, and after I left there, everyone went his own way. And I remember working, went for internship. After internship, I got my first job, and I start working very hard. I remember those days we were working very hard. You don't get much, but there's something that we are getting. And that thing was the growth, gaining momentum of every day, and making sure that you get what you want. And I remember my dream was one day that I'll get outside of this country. But I didn't know how I was gonna get it. But I remember one day I was working immediately after COVID. And this one was 2022. Around May. Around May there, I remember I received a phone call. And this phone call was from a friend that we went to school together in Utali College. And this guy told me that, hi Nick, how are you? And he told me that there is some interview that are going on. This interview are going on the Utali ground. And he let me know that I'm very far, but I will not be able to make it to go to Utali. But I'm sure that you are around Nairobi or within the surrounding of Nairobi. If you are able, you can go and check what is happening there, because I had through some friends that are telling me that there's some orientation, there's some interview that are going on. And these jobs are for cruise ships. And the guy tell me, I'll mention the guy is Okumu. He's my best friend until now. So when I went to Utali, we got this interview that was going on. And I thank God, because this was the moment that God has been waiting for. I always say that my journey for sure has been well directed by God, because I believe and I trust in Him, and I have a lot of faith that if you desire something, if you keep having faith that one day you'll be better, for sure you will. We never started the baby Yal, but God has reached to this point, has helped us to reach this point. So I went to Italy, and my friend told me that if you want to make it on the line, because the line are being so big, you have to wake up early. And I'm telling you, by 5:30 I was already in Utari ground. So when I reached there, I found a lot of people, and everyone was willing to make it on the interviewer. And this interviewer were coming on the way from Miami. They are the interviewer that were being elected by Royal Caribbean to come on the ground and to help people get more people. Remember, after COVID, one of the most affected industry was hospitality, because hospitality was the most affected by COVID, because so many people never make it to come back in the hotel that they are working. Many people never make it to come back to the cruise line. And these people, they were not able to come back. So the company was going down, and they were trying to look for many people who can help them to try and help the business to go back to where it was. And so these people were employed to come and to look to people in Africa, and Kenya was one of the best place that was selected. And then they come on, and they were able to look for the best places that they could do the interview. And Italy was one of the places that was selected, and another place called Bomas is another institution that also offer hospitality education. So I remember that day I reached Utali 5 o'clock in the morning, and there was a long queue. And I remember we were giving a bit of orientation on how this job that is a cruise ship job, whereby you'll be working as a crew member. And we didn't knew much about it because these things they were not new in the country, because there are some people who have already gone before us and they have already experienced this. So I went to the interview without knowing which kind of job. I remember when you got a phone call and you are told that to go for an interview, for sure you have to prepare on what you know. And I was very much equipped with what I've learned totally, and what I has accumulated over the years in the industry.